Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. No. Now there's a question I wasn't the once renowned Raiden Gokuden. Comprised of the art of forging practiced by these most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma. If my memory serves me right,
Oh, yeah, we learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too.
That, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, there is no harm in telling you, but the Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith, the smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the... But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree... That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Isshin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other... On to the next stop! Lead the way, Trav...
Okay. I'm in too patience.
Welcome to Bonton Sango Detective.
Traveler! It's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss...
Are they out?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the...
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But...
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Hello, dears. Of course, traveler. Yeah, what would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato, as for the commissioner himself...
So pretty much business as usual.
Very much.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. I must say, many things in Inazuma seemed... Whenever the commissioner dines at home, the commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have. They say it's because Toma's They get to talking about you sometimes too. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. It's been many years now since the late. As someone who is old and gray enough, so in the future, if you ever do have wonderful.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around.
Of course.
All right, goodbye for now. We're great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry.
All right then.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of.
Very well. Safe travel.
Well, here we are. But,
Do my eyes just...
Xavier, what are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in the...
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've raised... If there's anything you want to know, just ask... Like the back of my hand! Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They... Oh, well, it's a long story. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation.
A couple?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration...
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about...
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a hit.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten it.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today? Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those but sadly, I've never had the pleasure. Of course!
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're most farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but what's up with keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile? No matter what happened, come on, you gotta keep it... All right.
You shall be punished. Where are you? Let me amuse myself a little.
Propagate!
The merrier. Purging. Power ascendant high shot. Get me out of my sight. Just once more. This body belongs to us. Your turn! I heard you. Come see me.
Germinate!
No mercy! Mighty's gift! It's not over.
Let the show begin.
Got you! Propagation! Out of my sight! Winter shall eventually come. Eyes on me! You haven't won yet. Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
I'll protect us.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are.
We have time. What do you want to talk?
It's the same topic we discussed.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh?
I presume you'll want to read mine as well.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler, remember how last time Akaba was...
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow.
Well, well. Ugh.
This new information actually lends further.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right.
And they're back at it.
Oh, so sorry. Look at
You're welcome.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything.
Will do. Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly... The balladeer? You look troubled. Is... Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset. That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer... But how is he... As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. So, you believe this person really existed? Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible the Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that... Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's mode. I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person... Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died. Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, he couldn't keep hating humans after that. The story makes sense. Every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the Doctor's help. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul. Yeah. It does make sense, but it just feels so hopeless. Please wait a moment. I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of What is it? A record from a personal collection. You should take a look. Is this a fairy tale? I authored this record. Huh? When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story... Hold on. So this record survived from... Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabuki-mono and other records, changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story. That's incredible! And sending the Traveler into Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one... There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slim. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, the fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single how it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there... We solved it! I remember now. This is not to become a god. He was experimented on and modified countless times. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be... I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it. It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone... Paimon has no memory of him at all. The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but... It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended. This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend. But so the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always... And that is what you have been doing all along. Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up! How about we... Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head? You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar! That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up. What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. What is it? Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid! Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city.
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you... I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep...
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're...
Leave it to me. I'll find some more.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, I'll...
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me...
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let...
Welcome. Future Spike is here.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what do we play? Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them. Huh? You two over there.
He spotted...
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not... no, we haven't met. But you know me? I have no recollection. Sorry, but I just can't take...
A puppet?
Huh?
You were right.
I guess you do know me after all. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all... Okay, but please let me...
Are you really working for that guy? He said you...
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm. And he let...
That's oddly...
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with...
Then let's return...
Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really went.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why's this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get... But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this.
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done. Thank...
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember. You say that you're trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Enid.
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case... Oh, like a past life? Yes, something far more distant than...
Okay, I have to ask. Oh, you want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. If it's that difficult to talk about, but I'll be able to handle it.
Is truth?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. As a non, you drifted from place to place, never able to settle. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right...
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable in.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but...
If we were enemies, why are you...
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy. He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that...
Yes, it's all true.
Please, I want to see them for myself.
Even though it will cause your present self great...
I'm just a puppet. With no heart and no...
Very well. Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's...
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face...
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my... Oh, good point. Given your...
Understood.
Thank you. This looks like Inazu. Right now, you're in a dream I created using information These memories will show you the raw truth. But sounds like an immersive experience. It's a...
You don't need to do this for me.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your...
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, is that because this is kind of... You could say that, in a sense.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone past... You're awake! What happened? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes...
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichio's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna. And the rest is history. In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. As the second-in-command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for... But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
It's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Let's dance.
were born? It's
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory man, he kept coughing all the time, just like me.
But you can't.
Yup, we're family now.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who... What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa.
The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Let's end this quickly! Propagate! Yeah.
Boba, get them!
What an annoyance! I must counterattack!
You haven't won yet.
This isn't good. Well met.
Put your back into it!
You can't run! Well, neither can I. Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun!
Time to fulfill my duties!
I see through you!
No slacking off!
You can't run! Well, neither can I. Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun! Well, you got days of time for a break. Calculated.
Scatter!
This is my work. Finished.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You...
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinate? Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time?
What a... Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible.
Surely you're not worried about me?
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never failed to find ways to
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's... Forget it. Someone might...
The plot does not end here. There is more.
Yes. Please don't...
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Let's dance.
No escape.
You really know how to get me going. Let me amuse myself a little.
Let the show begin.
Leaving so soon.
The more, the merrier.
No escape.
Let me amuse myself. Eyes on me!
Prepare. You can't run from death.
Over here! The citizens shine no longer.
I'll protect us. Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the...
Welcome. I look forward to a...
When do we start?
You seem impatient.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a... Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the Abyss.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing...
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scott.
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister...
It's normal for him to give you the creeps.
Let's move on.
You're a god. Do you think I'm...
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes.
In your eyes? Are there...
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost...
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to... No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you...
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules. With each person as a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject...
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. Are you sure you want...
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever... But then I met you. And I finally... I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to...
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return... You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright? No way!
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
This is trying my patience.
Have you put all your memories back now?
Got any questions?
Perish!
Squall and Fury!
Insignificant past!
The wind rises. At my command, you shall fall. That's far enough. Behold. fury.
My endless cycle begins! Feeble human! Behold!
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. Wait, but it was you inside the—
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. You sound like you're concerned about— But don't worry. Thanks to you—
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream ha—
Come on. Let's continue.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
If you—
You don't like being addressed by—
It's fine. But I was just thinking, after learning about everything the doctor did, I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui. And they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected—
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything—
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can— Changing the world, changing the past, what you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so—
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's— Lesser Lord Kusanali. You purposely left that information in Irminsul.
Yes, and I took pains to make sure—
Why would you go to such lengths?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was— But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth of—
Very clever.
I guess you could say that—
Utility to others is what gives me worth. Self-embrace— Oh, right. I almost forgot. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated—
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly— I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing. Some things in this world can never be brought back. Everything that you feel is real. To be human is to live with imperfections.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they?
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without— The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal.
ooh! Paimon wants to...
Why?
Because...
Then I hope we don't see.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't see... The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name...
No! Paimon only does nicknames! If it's a
Have you got... Are you sure? Oh, all right.
There.
What about a nickname? Take your time. I don't need to see you again until everyone who manipulated me and...
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, even though the events have been erased from the world...
I see.
Huh?
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe... What's that look for? That day will come. Alright. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living in...
Yeah, true. But even so, after so we can finally go eat?
Thank you both.
I've got it! I can end my novel.
You mean because everyone...
Yeah! I heard that the dark clouds had dissipated. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. All these expressions of joy melt. Life is a story too long to be told.
had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back. Wow, good! Huh? Look at them. Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room?
You sound lost, and I know why you are troubled.
Huh? Is there some...
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be... When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, like a vase that falls to the ground, whether it is broken...
Who are you?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can.
The voices disappeared. And who the heck was that? Anyway, that face feels wrong just leaving it there.